I live my life in seasons, and I feel like somehow, somewhere, everybody else does. And so I feel like when you finish high school, or what I feel like it's gonna be like when I finish university, there is gonna be this season change. I love binging the seasons. Like if I'm watching a show and I'm really loving it, I want to go to the next season. Here are 7 ways to get ahead. Hi, my name is Khushi. I am a big lifelong learner. If you're watching this obviously on video format or listening on a audio format, I am sending you and your family many blessings. Let's learn something together. Write, okay? And if you can write them in the sense that digitally write them and then publish them on LinkedIn, which is a really good source because it's literally free, and I would recommend if you don't have a LinkedIn account already after high school or after university.
What are you doing? Get a LinkedIn account?
Writing articles, publish them wherever you can. It could be blogs, it could be social posts. Even if you have a Twitter account, start talking about things that you really care about and ensuring that you're leaving a paper trail about things that you would like for people to know about you. Educational institutions, I think when you go into an industry, if you're trying to, by the way, before I keep going, a lot of this first tip is very career orientated. Particularly if you're wanting to get into an industry and you're kind of fresh out of an educational institution, they might not think that you have a sense of depth or a sense of substance. Good way to kind of quicken that process. Writing your opinion down or writing about things that you care about. It could be small as like why you think a particular AFL star did well, or why do you think that this fashion trend is doing really well, or it could be about what's happening in terms of news and politics. Start writing your opinion down and kind of like slant it in a way that complements the industry that you would like to be in, because that will add credibility and substance and allow you to actually put that as part of your portfolio to get ahead in that particular realm. Get a job. Every parent says it. Everyone says it. Get a job. Whatever job you get into, and I know it, and I just want to say, like, I'm not trying to say it's easy. Whether it be a retail job, a hospitality job, a graduate program, whatever it might be, getting jobs these days,
not the easiest, I would say.
Even the process of getting that job and being on the journey of putting your resumes everywhere, that is also part of, developing a sense of discipline, a sense of consistency, self-improvement. Like, okay, maybe there's something you can, improve on your resumes. Besides that, when you get the job, even if it's not the job that you signed up for, or even if it's not the job that you want to particularly be in for the rest of your life, or the industry you want to be in the rest of your life, I want you to look at it in a way that will actually help you in the industry and the career that you want to be. Like, if you're working in retail and then you actually want to be working in marketing, think about what are the marketing strategies that this job or this company is already using to attract customers. What systems are they using that maybe one day I would use as a business owner, but 2, that I can then talk about for the particular industry or career that I want to be in. At the end of the day, no matter what university experience that you've done, whatever high school you've been to, employers will always look at experience and the way that you have been able to analyze and understand your experience for a hiring process. Even if you're wanting to be an influencer, really, and your dream is to be a YouTuber or an influencer or be in the media space, and you're working a hospitality job, think about it as an operations sense. I need to hire a team, okay? If I'm hiring a manager, would I want my manager to be like this? Say you are a manager or you're in a position where you're leading in your hospitality job. Okay, how would I communicate to, let's say, if you have a camera team, right? How would I ensure that I'm making sure my comms are really great? So I want you to think about it as a skill set rather than the skill in the contextual sense of the job that you're in. Take that skill and see if you can demonstrate that, or what do you understand about that skill, and put that in the context of the industry or the place that you want to be in. Also, getting a job means that you're able then to put a bit of money aside to things that you really love and care about, whether it be in the industry or experiences that you think will benefit you in that industry. So for example, if you're wanting to be an influencer, or if you're wanting to be in the media space, when you want to be an athlete and you need to travel for a particular coach, by getting a job, you can be putting aside money to then complement you in the job or the industry that you want to be in. People say, oh, I quit my job to then obviously pursue this. They've had to have that job first. They've had to have that experience first. They've had to have that understanding first. They've had to learn those sort of points, those pain points. They've had to understand that this is actually, even learning that this is not where you want to be, and I want to be somewhere else, you wouldn't know that if you didn't have that job. Deepening and getting really good at your analytical / analysis skills. I don't mean this in the sense of you highlighting books and, getting the quotes out, exactly what we did in high school, what you might have done in university. But take the skill from that. Like, it just means developing your own sense of opinion. I think in a world where friends and, filter bubbles where we're told to think a certain way, we don't have an autonomy as to what we believe and what we think in the world going ahead, and whether you want to be whatever you would like to be in the world. It's important to actually have a point of difference. And people say, be yourself. Like, what actually is it? And I think that different mediums like books and films and understanding what characters you like, exposure to, writing styles, why do you think a character is acted this way? What is the meaning behind this? You actually analyzing something will compliment you in any way. That develops that you asking why. Starting with why. Okay, let's say you want to be a marketing intern and you need to understand the consumer behavior behind why consumers aren't buying a certain product. You won't be able to even go that deep if you don't value understanding a why of a situation. And I think one of the basic things that we've learned from high school, which I continue and I encourage for you guys to do, is picking up a book, watching a film about something that you care about, or which is maybe part of the industry or world you would like to be in, and asking why. Actually, a skill that you kind of will already know, extend on it. Or I'm not asking you, but I encourage for you to extend on it. Do you know it takes 20 hours to learn a new skill or to learn something fast? This all derives from Josh Corfin's, I think, Personal MBA. It's a book. Highly recommend reading it, by the way. If it takes less than a day to learn a new skill, great that would be in terms of fast tracking your progress. You are in a room where you need to be picked for something. For example, at the end of the day, when you come out of high school, it's not that competition or the competitiveness doesn't stop. You are competing you don't want to be competing with an old version of yourself. You want to be competing with the version that you want to be. So if you're competing with that, right, that's still a competition. So what makes you different from before? If it takes less than a day to learn a new skill, why wouldn't you do that? Epiphany where you don't want to be what you thought you were going to be in school, or you want to be something else, that doesn't align with the degree that you completed. You need to start learning skills that are part of the person that you want to be. If you want to be in marketing, SEO, that is literally you can look up millions of YouTube videos, take notes on it. Take your sort of experience as a student and apply that. And you're in a room of people, most people have TikTok. Most people's references to things are just from TikTok, which is fine. This is literally fine. It adds relatability. Okay, that's going to allow us to have those conversations in the room. But what is that point of difference? Why would that make you be picked, right? So if a group of people all have the same references and the same style of thinking, what makes you different? The validity and the credibility and the sort of point of difference comes from learning the skill itself. Different examples. What are the different sets of opinions? What are the intersectional issues and points that matter? Pick an occupation that you don't think you would have thought about because you were under the guidance of high school, a parent, a university. You know when people in high school say, oh, we don't need to learn this sort of stuff because like we should learn about taxes and stuff because that's the thing that we learn. Okay, I would look up, what does an accountant do? Look it up. Just look it up what an accountant does. Maybe how a bank works or how a loan works. I would be looking up, okay, banks, a bank teller. What is health insurance? So how are these sort of roles and occupations that adults primarily interact with that are going to impact my life later on? And by understanding these sort of occupations and roles, they're really big, important roles that these people have in your life, you'll be able to make deeper choices. You don't have to just make choices on the basis of what your parents think or what your institution wants you to think. You'll be able to have an autonomy. Okay, wait, I want to choose this particular health insurance because I've learned about what they do and I understand how this impacts me. This one is probably the most savage thing I'm going to say is cut out anyone that doesn't really matter anymore. A lot of getting ahead is a mental game, and I think sometimes that can become warped because we have so many strings attached to people that didn't really do us well or did us dirty. This is actually a new chapter for you to start something fresh. You're not obliged to see them every single day, okay, whether that be in university, whether that be in high school. The little bow on the present and let it be, okay? It's not part of your life, and I think part of moving forward and getting ahead is actually letting go. And letting go looks like a really long process for a lot of people because they don't cut those people out of their life, or they don't create, a good enough distance, and they don't give a good enough reason. Getting ahead in life is doing the practices so you can let go. One of them, journaling. When I cut ties with this person, where's my energy being shifted to? So putting your energy towards things that really matter, people that really matter to you, and embracing them and deepening them. I think my big message from this whole video is creating substance and depth to the person who you are. Who are the people that you do want to be part of that season going forward, and how you're going to deepen and strengthen those relationships. Creating regular coffee catch-ups, or giving your girlfriends flowers. Memories of places that you might have been with those friends that you don't want to be part of anymore is creating new memories in those exact places. So that's also a form of cutting ties with not just them, but the memories as well, because sometimes it is also the memories that don't give us an ability to go ahead. And lastly, I would say, and this is a slogan for also my YouTube channel in terms of like the banner, is do it all. Try everything.
You know Shakira's song, really try everything.
Fall down, get back up. For me, I really always wanted to have some sort of media presence, or some sort of presence, because I was studying media and I wanted to take what I love learning about and actually put it into practice. And I did that sort of like the second year of uni. Then I kind of dropped off because I had so many other things going on in my life. If I didn't try that and be bad at it and then have that sort of downfall, I wouldn't have come back and wanting to do it stronger. And I think people take that in the form of traveling, people take that in the form of starting a new job, people try in learning a new skill. People who don't even try, that's the thing that I don't want you holding back. This is a new chapter. Making those mistakes, only you can know them. There's not a group of people, there's not this whole high school environment or this mob mentality that people are going to kind of really judge you for who you are, because you can actually have that entire chapter closed. There's already a sense of distance by you not going to that particular institution anymore. So if you're wanting to get ahead, right, I would recommend trying everything you want to do. Do you know how many old people, or even your parents, would be like, I wish I tried this sooner, I wish I did this sooner, or I didn't get time to do that? You have the time right now. So please do everything, make those mistakes, and I'm going to leave that video here.
Take care and love you all.